Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the FC Dynamo Brest Cup 2017. We are here underway into the playoffs, and so the loser of this series will be eliminated from the chance to get to the LAN in Belarus. We've got Seed up against Pride for you here today, and Pride, they finished 3-2 in their group stages, with Manice particularly impressing. In the meantime, just taking a quick look at Seed, they also finished 3-2 in their group, but they have a stand-in here today, Aiken playing instead of Zane. My name is Hawker, and to bring you the action, I've got Sir Danny alongside me. And Danny, what are your thoughts heading into this series?
Good day, everyone. It's gonna be quite the interesting one, I'd say. I mean, the thing is, though, Iken is replacing Dennis, and to be honest, Dennis, I wouldn't say is the strongest links of this team. Surely he had his moments, I'm not gonna lie, but having Iken as a stand-in, I don't think it's gonna be big of an issue for the C team. It's just that I would rate Pride as even a better team individually, wouldn't say so, but as a proper team, I'd rate Pride a bit higher here than Seed. So it's still going to be interesting to see. The first map, relatively good for both of these teams, to be honest. Pride being the Polish team, I'm not quite sure who picked it. I do believe it's Seed.
Let me I think it was Pride that picked Mirage. Yeah, Pride picked Mirage first.
Oh, okay.
And I was quickly as well just looking at the results. In this particular qualifier, we did see Pride in the first game day lose against Passion 16-3, but they also beat Elkovet 16-8. And more importantly, about 2 weeks ago in the Mountain Dew League, these two teams played each other on this very map, and Pride took that 16-11, even against Seed's full roster. So I'm certainly predicting Pride to be able to take Mirage here, I think, fairly comfortably, but at the same time, Seed have had some decent results on this map, so we'll have to wait and see if that is indeed the case as we head underway into the pistol, and already Seed going out towards mid very, very quickly. The nades going out. They're going to try and make their way on towards A.
And they shall, as the Pride team is still standing here on the A-bomb site, but it looks of it, of all things, Pride should be in a position to do some more damage here, especially the players in CT, but as Manice is able to drop Crystal, it's still no bomb plant here for the C team. They're gonna have to hurry up here, I'd say. Manice dropping one more, and thus is, yeah, this is rather confusing what's happening here from Pride. Pride is doing a good job. Seed, on the other hand, they're struggling here.
Only Innocent left alive versus 3, and Tom's just going to tap off his head. Fairly good job from Pride, but at the same time, I think it is fair to say that Seed there looked a little bit uncomfortable on their push forwards. They did use a lot of their utility out towards mid to start off the round, and it was looking fairly good for them on the A split, but then Pride managed to hold off on towards the site. They managed to get a couple of kills in towards mid, and so Pride will go 1-0 up, and they will be able to invest into SMGs alongside a couple of FAMASs. In the meantime, Seed, of course, without the bomb plant, they've gone for the force buy, and they've got plenty of nades to be lined up over towards A. So let's see if they can have more success this time on the A push.
They might find here some success, but the problem is the reads right behind that smoke being such a problem, and Morel's running around being flashed there on the A-bomb side. Dennis and Crystal are still kicking here, but for not long apparently. It's gonna be Pride coming out here in the lead as expected, and now I feel like a true idiot. I did say that Iken is replacing Dennis, but the thing is, though, Iken has replaced Zen. Of all players, he has replaced the Finnish player of the team. And I guess you could say this is pretty much a full-on German lineup, except for Innocent, who is, of all people, a Pole alongside Pride. So the terrorist side team, they're gonna be rocking those pistols as expected. They don't have a good buy here, but Morels, though, running with the P250, does spot out a couple of those players, and this will just allow a person like Luz have the confidence to even continue on with the push towards B, and the guys in the middle just cleaning up house.
Something to watch out for here from the Seed side of things is that with Aiken standing in, he has generally been an AWPer for the teams he's played for in the past, but I was going to say that Crystal has generally been the primary AWPer for Seed. And so because Aiken is standing in, of course, it makes sense more for Seed to play around making sure Crystal has the AWP, because of course that's how they practice. But certainly heading into CT sides, I would expect to see Aiken pull out that double AWP. Either way, we're going to head into this initial gun round here, and Morel's pushing underpass. Gets himself a very, very fast frag, and Dennis was completely caught off guard by the aggression there. Sluz also thinks about the push through. Morels, however, cannot fall back to safety, and so it is eventually a 1-for-1 trade from Seed. It looks like mid-control might go their way, especially with Crystal here on the AWP holding this position. He takes down the AWP of Menis to give his team the man advantage.
And the man advantage they do have here. See, the problem is though they are relatively quite far apart from each other, but we do get to see two players up in middle. So I presume as they have the sort of mid presence here, the terrorist side team might still decide to maybe hit that B bomb side though. Luz is creeping up closer and closer, but Seed looks like they're gonna have to make their choice here.
Yeah, 53 seconds left, so they don't have to push forwards instantly if they don't want to. However, Innocent is going to make his way up short. He's going to clear ladder room, and that headshot should open up the B site. Luz is the only man here with the MP9. He does win that long-range engagement. Still plenty more players pushing in, but Luz spraying away just about finds a second kill before he goes down. However, in the meantime, Reaps wasn't that quick on the rotate, so he's still got a 1v2 retake of the B bomb site. There is a player pushed up B short. That's Icon playing up close. But you would think that Crystal with his AWP would also be ready to hold this position. And as the flash comes in, Crystal knows exactly where the push is coming from. A very nice triple kill from Crystal with that AWP. He makes the impact Seed needed to win that first round.
And by picking up the round win, Seed might actually have some sort of momentum going into the next rounds. Now they're still going to be rocking that AWP in the forms of Crystal. I'm wondering, is he going to try to go for a bit of an initial engagement here towards Ramp? And he does spot out the player, but he wasn't quick enough to land the shot. Luz, on the other hand, is towards B-Apps, and if he's going to take the angle, I think he is. Yep, that's the angle I'm talking about. He could be spotting out a player. Not only does he spot him out, he will try to go for the frag here, but he's got to be careful about this one. Tom is in a pretty nice position, though. He's got backup, and now Dennis will be taking out Nice. So I'm not quite sure what happened there towards underpass, but looks like the terrorist team has come out on top, and looks like they're doing a pretty good job at it.
Yeah, the push is now going to come out towards A with the man advantage. There is, however, Reitz already pushed into Palace. However, he's been mollied off. It seems like they are aware of his position. In the meantime, Luz trying to walk through a smoke, but Innocent finds the spray through. And there we go. Crystal yet again gets a multi-kill with the AWP. Only a 2k this time, but nice frags nonetheless. The Seed get themselves their second round on the board. So after a fairly poor start for Seed, they managed to win the 2 rounds back, and they managed to themselves put Pride on the back foot in terms of their money. You can already see it's just going to be pistols into this round. And yeah, very nicely done from Seed. Specifically, the AWP of Crystal has been getting a lot done. Okay, Tom, that's not very nice. Knifes his teammate in the back. So Liz is going to have to play the round on slightly lower health. However, with only the pistols, I'm sure it's not too big of a deal considering Pride were not expected to get too much out of this round anyway.
No, I wouldn't say it's a big of an issue here for the Pride side. It's always quite dissatisfying being knifed or being dealt any sort of damage by your teammates. But what I can say though is, see, they are grouping up, and by grouping up, they're probably going to be hitting this A part of the map. And jolly for them that the A bomb set doesn't have any sort of CTs defending it. The rest of the CTs will still try to get some frags here if possible. That's very much understandable, and I don't blame them. But the thing is, though, this is still going to be very much Pride's round. And yeah, they've had, I'd say, a relatively cold start here, Seed. But now they're sort of starting to heat up here and might be showing us a better T-set than foremost expected.
Certainly could be the case. And I think if Crystal specifically continues to play well with that AWP, that could be a massive factor. There goes Tom finding himself an AK, and he will be able to save that one. So a little bit of an extra positive to gain from Pride at the end of the round. And other than that, it would just be the AK and MAC-10 save. But as I was kind of alluding to earlier, I think Crystal on that AWP could be really important because for Pride so far, in most of their wins, they have fairly heavily relied on Menis with that AWP. So if Crystal himself can win the battle against the enemy's AWPer, then he could really be able to shut down Pride's chances to make those opening picks. And as we go back to a 3-3 scoreline, we'll have to see if Crystal's form continues here because he won't have an AWP to deal with. It's just going to be full rifles for Pride into the 7th round.
I'm also wondering what's going to be the setup for Pride. Are they going to be focusing yet again here towards trying to gather some sort of mid control? Minis is up in window, and the thing is though, there are no T's pushing mid as of yet. However, Seed, look at the amount of T players very close towards Rab. It pretty much screams that this is going to be an A hit alongside those smokes being deployed. It's just that Seed is now taking their time. They're finally going to go in for the push. Speedy, though, will be dropped in the middle, so that's one player out of the equation. Crystal missing the molly a bit, but Pride are still doing it a very good job here. But Innocent and Dennis, though, they're very quick at the frags, but you know who's also quick? Luz on the retake. He's going to go for a quick flank here, and Tom, all he's got to do at this point is try to survive for as long as possible, and as the retake will commence, the CTs have pretty decent positions, I might add.
Yeah, the bomb goes down, but unfortunately for the Poles, there is a man pushed into CT. Innocent rattles off a couple of shots, but here comes Luz. This is the key position in this round. Innocent will check the angle, but he goes down. And so Dennis gives away his position in towards CT. Even though he's got a good angle for the bomb, in comes the molly, in comes the smoke. The spray is good for one frag. However, Tom is there for the trade. Both players peak at the same time. And Pride, as you were saying on the retake, they play that one well. They wait for Luz to get the free kill from ramp. He comes out on top in that fight, and then they just double swing in towards CT to make sure Dennis can't find both frags. Very solid play from Pride in that 2v2. And now we will get to see both teams on a gun round with both teams having an AWP each. So again, I'm going to be interested to see, well, it's actually Icon picking up the AWP this time instead of Crystal. So as I was saying, he has been a primary AWPer in the past. Let's see if this works out. It won't, because Manish shuts him down before the round has even really begun.
Yeah, that was quick. That was very quick, like that 1 versus 2 against Dennis. I'd say that was pretty scary. That was very close in the end. Dennis, if one of those bullets lands on the other city, he could have actually won that one. As heck, that was a lineup from both of those players. But now Seed, they do lose one of their guys. Now make that losing a second guy, a third guy, and make that a fourth guy now being dropped. Seed, this is not the start they were looking for, and that's a bit of a problematic issue for them, as they barely have any sort of money to go to invest in the ninth round. Will they go for the investment? I doubt it. I mean, it just makes you go for a good old-fashioned eco, get that eco out of the way, and then focus on the other gun rounds. But yeah, this seems to be like it's gonna be a relatively close affair here. No team has really established any sort of dominance for the time being. Pride, yes, they're leading in the scoreboard, but Seed do have pretty much every other opportunity to acquire themselves a couple more rounds here.
I do just quickly want to point out that Icon, you might not know too much about him, and I think that's fair enough, because he's kind of been playing CS a little bit on and off. He recently stood in for Berserk, and he's been having decent performances, but I feel like it is against weaker teams, and so he could struggle here today against Pride. Either way, we're going to have to focus on this push, as Innocent does get that frag back with the P250. Push is coming out towards A, at least the bomb is going to come out towards A, and they might have to concede the bomb plants here, because you can see Manice wasn't here really in position to deny that, so Seed will get the bomb down, they will get themselves a rifle, and already not a bad round all things considered, but there goes Luz already opening up. Should certainly be Pride favoured on the retake. Just look at how much ground they've gained. The defuse is going to come in, and I don't think Seed can do anything about it.
No, nothing much. Nothing much at all, but getting the bomb plant, that's already something. Trying to go for the knife is speedy, but yeah, that was a bit too cheeky, you could say. But, I mean, getting the bomb plant, that's already pretty good for Seed. They plant the bomb, and they have that extra moolah coming into this 10th round. And, yeah, I mean, speaking about Icon, I myself haven't really seen him play that often, unless it's FBLC, because he has been playing some of that Faceit Pro League challengers. So, yeah, I mean, he's a player that can definitely step up. He's got some very nice highlights, I might add. Innocent, though, has been able to make the cross, but with that Molotov being deployed, he's gonna get flushed out, and that's also a nade coming in. But look at this push from underpass. It is so quick. The player's up in middle. May not expect it that fast, but the reflex do come in, and it's still favoring the T side, I might add. Speedy, though, spawning out Manice. For scenario, that's another Molotov being deployed. That flushes out Speedy out. And Manice in such an awkward spot. He's gonna go through the flames. He's gonna burn. Luz drops the bomb carrier. This is huge from Luz.
1 versus 1, Spiddy. You already got the first. The flash doesn't quite go well as wanted, but the bullets certainly go exactly where he was hoping they would. Straight into the face of Spiddy. and then the second shot was all he needed to secure the clutch. A little bit unfortunate for Manice there because, of course, he has to be worried of being shot at by Spiddy, who is on the site, so he tries to go as low down as possible on the stairs without taking damage from the molly, but it spreads a bit too far. However, either way, Pride propel themselves to a 7-3 scoreline and continue to force Seed down to the pistols. Seed are all going to group up around the B site to start this round. Luz is here jump peeking, information gathering, and then he will have the incendiary to throw out to deny the rush when it does come in. And Tom himself is ready to also throw one if it is required. So you can see no quick play on towards B from Seed because of that utility used early on.
Quiet before the storm, but as we see the nades being deployed, this is where the Terracite team will now pounce. That's Luz out of the equation. Tom, he's got to survive here, and he's gonna survive here for a long time to make this possible, doable for the team. But as he drops, this is where things get a bit tricky, you could say, for the CT side, because retaking with the up in hand is quite a difficult task. Manice is still gonna try to get some sort of frags here going. That's a pop flash being deployed. Manice could have gotten that frag with a speedy. But right now, I mean, Pride is still gotta wonder about their option. There's a player coming in from behind. That's Morels. Two players are distracting him, and he will be picking up both of them. So now Speedy, he's gotta try to do something, and it's not meant to be Seed. I'm quite surprised they even allowed that one go in favor of Pride. They only had the pistols, that is correct. But some of those engagements, you're probably thinking Seed could have definitely won those.
It was looking really good from Seed there. I really like what they tried on that round where they only had the pistols. They did have enough money to invest into the nades. We saw the two smokes here go towards B short to be able to cut off this position. And so Pride had to reposition towards the site itself. And there's only so many angles you can play there with the rifles. And you kind of are forced to play some close range positions. And so that allowed Seed to get those first few kills, but then Pride managed to just overwhelm them with the rifles. And already we're going to see Spiddy spot out the aggression of Luz. Dennis, though, goes down in connector, and Manice finds the shot up close. Finally, Aiken gets the trade, and he makes it a second frag. So the A site is looking vulnerable, but Tom himself gets a headshot. Such a fast-paced round, but nonetheless, the bomb will be planted on the A site.
Yeah, even though it has been planted, Crystal is in 1 versus 2, and he is definitely the players who can clutch this one out. Now they know, at least I think, they should realize where Crystal is at, especially with that Molotov being deployed. Crystal is going to be having it difficult. There's also a smoke being thrown at him. So now the T's, all they got to do, oh no, he's going to burn alive. Tom, and Crystal actually hits the shot. Now Morales, you'd like to stick it, but there's still flames in there. So Morales is gonna try and get the kill, but Crystal's playing one to perfection. Tries to wallbang there, Morales, but it's simply gonna be a difficult clutch. I mean, if the smoke would have landed a bit more deeper within CT spawn, I think that is where Crystal might have it difficult. I mean, the smoke does block off his vision, and that should be around for Pride, you're thinking, but hey, Crystal, he does pull the 1 versus 2 in his favor.
Yeah, now look at how important this round is in defining how the latter stages of this first half plays out. Both teams have almost no money saved up, so the loser of this will likely concede another round. And heading into the late stages as it tasks, it can make all the difference as Aiken gets that first entry in towards underpass. Very nice pop flash, very simple stuff. However, he gets himself the kill either way, and now the mid control is all in favor of Seed. However, Manice doesn't want that to happen. I think that was a leg shot there on towards Innocent that did land. However, it's not going to be the frag, just the damage dealt. And so Pride are going to have to give away their mid presence. They can't really contend with it with so many Seed players positioned towards mid. But now the question is, sure, Seed have control of mid, but can they actually hit towards a bomb site?
Yeah, you could also say that Seed has got some very nifty positions, but there's Luz on top of the cinder blocks. Still, the player in connector, I think is going to be quite a big play maker here. That'd be Dennis here up in connector. The thing is, though, Morales will be picking up one more frag, and the T's they gotta do now is to hurry the hell up, because Pride, they're of course gonna start rotating the players, especially look at Tom. He's gonna go for the big flank, so now the terrorists, they definitely have to hurry up, but they're taking their time, their sweet time here. Crystal is now alone on the side. Finally, Dennis comes in out of connector, but now they have to plant the bomb as well. Iniesta with the mid-air shot. And now Dennis, he's just gonna drop. I honestly don't know how on earth did that happen. I'm pretty sure if you're a team like Seed, once you get that frag onto the player on ramp, he knows The player in Ram already gave the intel to his teammates that this is probably going to be an A push, as that is where the bomb was spotted out, and yet Seed take their sweet time. And I'm honestly quite surprised that Dennis, he definitely wasn't big of an impact as I might have thought.
Yeah, Crystal there had to get that kill in towards CT. As soon as he whiffed that frag, the round was pretty much over. If he won that fight, it would have been a 2v2 that would have certainly been very winnable either way. However, he loses that one, and so now Seed will be back to pistols. But the pistols can always do damage, as is proven by Dennis. He finds that initial kill on towards Tom, who is kind of out in the open towards mid. So again, Seed having a lot of success towards mid. And yet they're not really finding the success on the site pushes, and that is going to continue because Morelts already finds the one kill, and here comes Luz, patiently peeking into the open, not making any noise. And so he finds a headshot to swing things back in Pride's favour, and look at that headshot. Great kills coming in from Luz to leave Dennis all alone. He needs to ace to win this one for his team.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be an ace clutch from Dennis. It's possible, but look at the position of Luz. It's definitely much more Dennis can do. He does go for the peek there. I don't think he actually got us even half of Luz's body as he was going for that peek right there. See, in a position there right now, of course you're gonna have to force up here. There's not really much of a choice here for the terrorist side team. It just really comes down to the fact that can they acquire one more round? One more round on the terrorist side would be, the best case scenario for them at this point. They really could use a round, as if the scoreline is going to remain 10-4, or to be exact, 11-4 if Pride end up winning it. I don't know if Seed is going to be the sort of CT side team to actually get through the win. Them being a bit of a team with a stand-in, I mean, it's possible, but now we're going to be seeing them rushing in here with the standing on the A-bomb side. The T's are moving in, but they're taking their time. Reeds drops the bomb carrier already. Crystal and Icon are still alive and kicking. Icon, though, picking up 2 massive frags, but now Crystal, can he get the clutch in? He's gonna have to work this one. The problem is already, it's none other than Morales coming in from behind, and Crystal is gonna meet his end. 11-4. A bit of a sloppy round there in the end from Seed, I'm not gonna lie, and Pride do capitalize on it, making the scoreline favoring them. I'd say quite a bit.
Yeah, and just taking a quick glance at the scoreboard, what's really been impressive about Pride so far is that they've all been stepping up in terms of frags, very even distribution across their entire team, and that's really what has allowed them to press themselves on to get this 11-4 scoreline. So if they can take this pistol round here, you would assume they will be way too far ahead. You can already see the nades thrown out towards mid, Molly in towards short, and Manise is going to make his way forwards. A little bit of damage dealt, and there we go, Manise opens up with that Glock. Dennis, though, does find that kill back. However, in the meantime, the B push is going to come in, and look at Seed. They're playing so safe on the B site. This surely could be a bomb plant without too much that Seed can do about it. You already see Tom get the kill, so Reitz should be able to get the bomb down. There is still a kit for Seed, but they have to make this man disadvantage work out as Reitz running dinks that opponent down, and Seed all coming in from kitchen. So difficult, but Dennis does find one headshot before the retake comes in, trades back and forth into a 2-on-2.
That's the thing, they're all coming in from the same position here, see, and it's kind of working out for the Minus, and that's a massive frag to pick up, and now Reeds is gonna drop. I'm quite surprised the players were allowed quite a lot of freedom there from the Seed side. I mean, they were all coming in from the same position, and they weren't really focusing on that kitchen, especially as one of the players, as he was crossing towards shore, he spotted out at least 2 guys there towards kitchen. So I mean, Seed, they do end up pulling it out of the bag, but it really came down to some of that important individual prowess. And now Pride, and around like this, I don't blame them. They're going to be going for a bit of an eco, grabbing those P250s, but acquiring more than a couple kills would be quite the achievement from them.
Crystal going to face towards mid. That was a very nice headshot with that FAMAS. As you were saying, the pistol should just get shut out entirely. Tom, the last man left, and Dennis takes a very clean and easy 3k. And so Seed will keep themselves all their guns out of that round. So that will help them into this coming round here. However, Pride, of course, have the AKs. The utility is not terrible, but I'm sure they'll be more reliant on just finding those headshots to start off the round. Let's see how Seed themselves decide to play this, because they don't have the AWP for this round, and that means they're going to stack 3 players towards mid. We could be getting some action early here, because Pride pushing forwards, and Morelts just sprays 2 down before Seed can do anything about it. Such unrelenting aggression from Pride, and this round might already be over with the 2-man advantage extended even further, as Manise finds a second kill.
I think Elige from Team Liquid mentioned in his stream why sometimes pushing out a window like that can be so risky. In a world where Pride players get a better spawn, for instance, they're always going to be rushing up middle way quicker than guys from top mid, and they can than the guys from window, and they can easily get overwhelmed, especially if you get stuck like in the vent or the player breaks the vent a bit too late. That can be such a big issue against the T's who are already in top mid, and you're just coming out of that spot. I mean, Pride showing us why it is sometimes very difficult to be going for that sort of mid push from window, and Seed, when in a round like this, they're gonna go for, it seems to be a bit of a partial buy, not the full-on investment, as some of the players still have a decent amount of money, but I mean, see it in a round like this, you can't see them winning it, do you, Haka?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that Seed would go for the force here, considering they already have a 6-round deficit, but they decide against it. Ooh, Dennis does get that headshot towards mid. However, Pride have so many players ready to make sure he ends up going down. He might come out here from the Deagle, but there's Manise to find another headshot, and that should pretty much secure this round, unless Innocent can have anything to say about it. Push comes out, Luz finds him in the back. So Aiken is the only man left, and Seed will be playing instead for a bye into this upcoming round. However, Pride will be more than happy, to take this 13th their way, and they might just be too far ahead at this point, you would think, as Aiken does eventually go down. Seed here, they're going to have to win this one, and they do have enough money for an AWP. Let's see where it goes, because we've seen Crystal buy up the AWP, we've also seen Aiken play with the AWP, so there's certainly opportunities for either of them to do so. However, it will go over into the hands of Crystal, and I'll be interested to see where they play with that sniper, because Pride themselves only have full rifles, so Crystal could get the chance to try and find an opening pick for his team to give them the best possible opportunity to win the round.
He's moving very quick there towards a palace. Problem is, there's really nobody there. Dennis, though, is going to be the aggressor. Dennis, the menace here towards the safe bomb site as he does take down Manise. Pride, though, they do end up losing one of their players. Not only that, Liz is relatively low in HP, so you gotta wonder right now, what is the game plan from Pride? And Dennis, think about it, but is it worth it? That's a good flash from his teammate, but it's not going to be that effective as his teammate off Reeds is helping out Morels. Now, Pride, in a round like this, now they got the sort of swings going in their favor. Look at Luz. He's already on the bomb site. Somehow, I have no idea how he had actually passed Crystal there.
This could be so huge from Luz. There's no way they expect him to be here. Crystal was in towards Palace. They should be aware they're not watching towards ramp, so I'll be interested to see if Seed do watch out for the flank. In the meantime, though, it's Morelts to find the headshot. And so now the B site is looking fairly exposed from just so many angles. Crystal will get that shot on towards Morelts. However, Spiddy could be the man that is ending up going down, because look at Luz. He's playing so safe, walking into the site. This has to be a kill. This has to be the B bomb site going their way. And Luz will eventually find this frag. 1 bullet is all he needs. And Pride now will have the B site all for themselves. Oh, Luz does miss that second kill, though. But Aiken is eventually traded on. And so Crystal, after letting Luz slip through the cracks, now has to make up for that mistake by clutching 1 versus 2.
Beforehand, when he was in a 1 versus 2, he was the CT and the bomb was planted for, pardon me, he was the T-side player and the bomb was planned for him. In a round like this, it's just going to be a bit too difficult here for Crystal, because he's got to check so many angles, and not having a defuse kit is just going to make matters even worse. He realized that there's got to be at least 1 guy towards Palace, but more than that, that doesn't give him a lot of intel, and a lot of guts are required to go for a retake like this. So Crystal is going to take the smart approach, and the smart approach is to try and go for the save here, as Crystal will be saving the op into the next round. But this means that Pride will have acquired 14 here on the T side.
Yeah, and I think they might just be too far ahead, at least on this first map. Remember, this is a best of 3 we've got coming at you today. And Pride did choose Mirage themselves, but the fact that this has been fairly one-sided could mean that Seed heading into Cash will still struggle there. At the same time, though, to be fair to Seed, a fair few of these rounds have been quite close. I think it was just the fact that that first half went so horribly against them in terms of the scoreline that now they really seem to be down and out. You can see Crystal towards mid was hoping they would peek in towards him. However, no opportunities for the Orc to find the opening pick, at least for the time being. This is why in the previous round he tried to peek in towards Palace to get that entry, because Pride aren't just going to walk out mid. They are absolutely going to use nades if they go for that push. And the rest of the players on the CZ will just be forced to hold close range angles. So it's really fairly up to Crystal to see if he can get that first kill. Some players will be walking out towards mid now, but Crystal falls back at just the wrong time as the B play is going to come in from Pride.
You hate to see it happen, but now, I mean, Crystal, now he has arrived, but you're probably wondering the cavalry might be a bit too late, and I do believe that is the case, as now Innocent and Dennis are coming from the A bomb side, but they are a bit too late to the party. And Innocent and Dennis, I mean, the two players, they're trying to go for these kills, I presume. Dennis at least is. Innocent is slowly but surely moving there towards the side from apps, and yeah, I think if for the CTs, they're gonna try to accomplish something into the round, but really it's not gonna mean much. At this point, just think about how on earth are you gonna be getting 9 rounds in a row to acquire overtime, because that's gonna be the case, 15-6. And Seed, they really need to get those 9 rounds in a row to acquire overtime, and that is, I'd say, gonna be quite the struggle.
Yeah, unfortunately for Seed, they haven't really been able to get the money rolling that much on the CT side, because I was fairly excited to see if Crystal and Aiken with the double AWPs could have had an impact. However, it looks like they won't get the opportunity to do so unless they can win this round here. Because yet again, it's only Crystal that's going to be AWPing, and already Morelts gets that opening pick towards A. He makes it 2 kills. I don't know what the hell Auto Director's doing, but already the A site looking fairly open. Crystal misses that shot. He goes down, and this game is all but over as Spiddy is left in a 1 versus 4. Morelts going to try and triple up on the round. He has been spotted, and there is Spiddy to get the first headshot. The bomb is fairly far away, but that does not matter. Maniz steps in to secure the map for Pride. And heading into Cash, if Pride play individually like they did here, you would think they would be able to make the plays, but you never know. C could certainly still step up. Remember, it is going to be their map pick, of course.
And, you know, that's always the possibility. I guess we're just going to have to wait and see for the next map, which is going to be the map pick of Seed. So we do expect him to perform a bit better. But I still wouldn't say that the sort of addition of Icon as a stand-in is really hurting the team. It's just that they seem to be not that good as a team. That is, a team that doesn't really have the most amount of communication, cohesion, I'd say, is a factor. And Pride is just a bit better in that regard.
Yeah, we will be we will be back with Cash after the break. I just quickly want to point out, though, that recently Seed a week ago did beat Kingwin 16-6 on Cash, so that's a nice result for them themselves, so maybe we can't count them out just yet. At the same time, Pride have won their last 6 games on this map on Cash, including a victory against Virtus Pro at that WSG Poland qualifier, so clearly some great results for Pride also on this map. So heading into Cash, I think I'm going to be expecting to see a 2-0, but we'll have to wait and see if C can prove me wrong. We will be back with the second map, Cash, after this quick break.